awkward position. He's doing quite a lot of damage to S4 though. Era now just, well, he has pounce up, so should be perfectly fine. He's a menace though. Look at him coming back in onto S4. He's got backup. The steering chains does land, but Era again with a pounce away. Dog pack now too. Era's actually such a pain already with just a blink to play against.
Yeah, the only way they can punish that kind of play is if the Lion has a blink or Bulldog does have one, but he needs to be there.
Yeah. Enigma also, second item gonna be that pipe.
It's a very good pipe game, at least for the Ember Spirit, Lich, and Lion. But other than that, they have a lot of other... They have a good balance for Alliance draft with physical and magical damage, so it's not going to be the biggest changer. Let's see right now. Era on the prowl still.
Oh, he always is. Kezu actually also going to be coming around behind. Suddenly going to see that they're all there. Smoke. They immediately Primal roll up Yapsaw. Kezu going to try to pick off Era there. Oh, sorry, picking off EGM. Era's in the Chronosphere. It's going to be Cinderin going down, though. Right now, looking good for Alliance if they can get everyone out of this. Koikva is going to walk away while Admiral Bulldog gets the clean TP out. So a nice little pick there, actually, for Alliance and the Chronosphere being down.
Good initiation by them, setting up everything, but the problem is Alliance, they're still going to have a hard time protecting their back line. Like, keeping their Lion and Lich alive versus this Slark, even Void, is going to be... Oh, Kezu!
Oh,
Kez!
no.
Nice!
Was Time Walk on cooldown?
Yeah, I think he time walked in to farm. Oh, I'm so there. I'm so close. Please, Bulldog, die. Please.
Well done there, Loda, getting that pick. How much does it matter, though, with Alliance's backlines? If Era's expending time working in on the Lich and the Lion, it does feel like Loda right now, with that Desolator and the Medallion, has so much damage that he plus Bulldog may be able to take people down. EGM, he throws out the stun, dies to the dog pact anyway. Loda following Era. Era does have a blink away, so unfortunate, but I believe Loda had a DD there.
Still does. He has DD and Invis. Although, Invis is pretty silly on Flinks.
Where is their detection? Cinderin is holding dust. You can become happy again. Searing chains onto Yapso. Primal Roar is up and ready. They could use it here. Oracle immediately being brought down. Now Yapso in a lot of trouble. It's Admiral Bulldog. He gets the Primal Roar up onto Era. Era falls! And now we'll see whether Yapso, he should be able to get this TP away. Unable to stop him, but unfortunately, it is not going to be Era with the loss to die. Instead, it will be... Actually, am we seeing this right? It's Bulldog.
I'm so sad. So sad. The Dong is taking everything from me.
Well, you know, he's very good with stuff. Anyway, folks, we're going to reconnect in a second here. Hopefully we haven't missed too much action. Should be... It looks like Alliance could set themselves up for a little bit of a push.
Not sure if stream went down either, but it's kind of lagging. I think the internet went out.
Well, maybe it did. If it didn't, for the one person who can hear us. No, we can talk about, like, weird stuff now.
Offline mode. So, I
Cross our
lost.
fingers, hope.
Oh, they're actually on stream
How do you
in front of
feel
us.
that you lost?
Actually,
Emotionally devastated?
I am, because I was so close.
You were
I was so close. So close. He almost killed Bulldog there too. That's the worst part.
Yes, that is. I thought Bulldog was dying, but
He had no backup. So his team let him down.
you know, you can't trust No Diggity. Speaking of Bulldog, he is ridiculously rich, second on the net worth. He has almost 3k gold in addition to the Necronomicon level 3 and the Blink. Do you want to just see straight refresher here?
I'll take that.
You wanting an AC coming out of that guy? What's your preference? What's your next poison for Bulldog?
I'm trying to think right now. I was thinking of two options. Either you go Vlad's or you go Refresher. And I think Vlad's for their team isn't the best. There's a lot of magic damage coming out from Escape. There's also some physical. But, so you don't need to have that Vlad's for the armor as much. But I think going in for the big plays for Bulldog is the thing you want to do. So I do think, yeah, like you said, the Perseverance is picked up in the base for him.
I mean, it's a pretty common thing on the Beast Monster.
It's common.
It's also something where we're 25 minutes in. He's already got those core items that are considered what you need for the Beast Monster to be a real menace, pushing down other areas. So it feels like you're in a great spot if you're Alliance, even though they're behind. That deficit, a lot of it just being the Invoker and Sloth a little bit ahead, maybe you can argue. So for Alliance, they do have heroes in a good spot. Solar Crest finish now onto Clinks.
Yeah, going back a little bit, first the Beastmaster before this team fight, unbreaks is. I hold it.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're fine. You can go.
That. Another one is Force Staff on Beastmaster, because normally teams want to counter with Lincolns, and what better way to have Blink Force Staff somebody than Roar them? So that. Oh!
Okay, that's a beautiful Chronosphere. Gonna catch out 3 of them. Sunstrike immediately deletes the line. And now Admiral Bulldog, he's caught out. Finally goes down. First death of the game. The Lich ulti is bouncing, but barely tickling them. Yabsol's gonna get blown up, but he already used that ult. And they don't need to kill him. Cinder, and they're just gonna murder his face in for fun. They catch out Koikva. Loda poking away at him. They brought him down. Cinder and actually manages to, with Era, turn around and kill one. They still need to finish him off. There he goes, and Era left alive. Gonna come look into the face of Loda. Loda needs to get on out there. He is going to be able to kill off Era. And finally, it's just Kazu left alive against the world. Should be able to back on out here. And he'll go away.
Just go away forever?
Yeah. No, I actually wanted to mention how Faceless Void this game, he's gone for a Blink Dagger. I like this. It helps with the initiation, but it's very different, of course, from either the Vlad's Monta build that we sometimes see coming out instead.
I think this is the game where you don't go for that, because you already have a good core in your Invoker. Your Enigma can act as another semi-carry, and then Slark is your full hard carry here in this situation. So I think it's good for him just to go all utility. So next for Void would be, I think, Ag's Refreshers. This is a really good game for him to get.
The rune of invisibility.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. They should be, especially since Invoker has mostly recovered from the painful landing phase. It should be enough damage being pumped into the Chronosphere just by Koikba, especially with that Aghanim Scepter. So, good.
He'll have Meteor plus Sunstrike on one target, and it should be able to kill anyone.
So. Well, now the tricky thing is, though, that they need to catch Ember Spirit in these. It was a good job catching out Bulldog. Unfortunately, it feels a bit like S4 is doing too much damage, Loda's doing too much damage. As you say that, Loda manages to just annihilate bottom tower with that Desolator.
Backdoor protection ain't a thing in Dota.
Oh, they're going to think about giving it a go on to S4. He actually blinks aggressively forwards and then remnants away. A little bit worried about getting caught there.
And that's the problem with Escape's lineup. They don't chrono somebody, they don't pick anyone off. You could have Blink Hole for Enigma, but because he went for this kind of build, Mech and Pipe, they don't have that. It'd be interesting to see if Koifa does go for a Sheepstick next, just because you saw the problem that they're having right now is the lockdown. Dying here.
I wonder if even if they go for the Sheepstick, Ember Spirit has time to build up a Lincoln's or a BKB. We can see that Clinks already has a BKB up. So there's certainly options for S4 here, and he's just going to keep on split pushing, being a real pain. This tower actually in top lane pretty low, so wants to finish that one off, but it's Roche time.
Get the rush time.
They have no vision of it on Escape. They are not going to be able to contest this. And this is a quick Aegis picked up for Ember Spirit. S4 just got harder to kill.
It's just more so that Alliance have really good ways of split pushing the map with Ember Spirit as well as Beastmaster. And then whereas Escape, they're pushing out heroes are kind of like Enigma, Eidolons. You have Forge Spirits, but those can be, killed off easily by the Ember Spirit. And then you have Slark. And Slark doesn't really want to be on his own at sometimes when you have a lot of the chain disable coming in from Alliance.
Yeah, they definitely had a little bit of trouble catching Arrow. We've seen a couple of pounces or dog pacting off of disables, but usually once Beastmaster sees him, the Slark's in a lot of trouble because of that mana drain. So it's been a huge problem there, and just well played by Bulldog, making sure that all of his units are doing their jobs.
I don't think you'll ever you'll ever run out of mana now in Slark though. You have the Eye of the Scotty, you have Echo Saber, so Bulldog will not be able to. I don't even know if they could mana drain plus the Necro books. Would that be enough? That's kind of stretching it, but he has a huge mana pool to work with now for Era. He doesn't, however, have that much damage right now, so he's more like kiting in these team fights more than anything, and he needs to build up a lot of essence shift. Whereas if Alliance can they just get on anybody, start this team fight.
Well, Escape do need to come on home. S4 aggressively jumping forward. YapzOr, of course, has the black hole at the ready, but the tier 3 is already gone.
There's
Escape,
no
you
TP on
need to
Qualifier for
get
10
back.
seconds.
Oh no, this is going to be the ranged racks going down. Luckily, the less important racks. And Alliance posturing around. They have to realize that something is up. Synderen taking damage from S4 with the saddest remnant I've ever seen. And he'll be able to jump away. S4, of course, is playing with the Aegis. So it's not as scary as it looks. And they'll just back up Alliance, really content for the free ranged racks.
They're happy with it. And that just makes high ground sieging much easier if they want to go back to that situation, because I think it is worth going back to the same lane eventually and then getting the range racks, or the melee racks. Right now though, Alliance, they can try and go middle, but at the same time, Escape's team fight is very scary. Like all they really need to have is one good team fight with the double bubble, and it could be game over for Alliance if they're not careful.
That's the thing. We haven't been able to see too many bubbles used. Actually, Era turning around onto S4. There they go. Got some more damage coming out. Holy Hannah. The Solar Crest plus the Desolator. I think that would have 8-shot Era. It's not what you're expecting for such a tanky hero. There's an aggressive jump forwards. Qualifier is hanging out over there. The Forge Spirits have been brought down. This could be the jump that Escape need. Dust flies out, of course, hits nobody. And they are posturing. Enigma just needs to find a way into this one. Might be able to go from behind, but this fight, Escape are all over the place.
Qualifier showed himself. He just got the Lincoln Sphere, but if a Bulldog had clicked on him in time, he would have known that he has Lincolns. We don't know if Bulldog knows this
Oh, we'll see Era go down. Ooh. He just got picked off so incredibly quickly.
That is... Okay, so that is very bad positioning from Escape. You always want to have your Oracle kind of sitting right behind Slark, or Slark just not being there. He's kind of in no man's land when the rest of the team is behind this tower. He kind of thought like, hey, I'm going to still go in the back lines and pick off Lich and Lion, but it just turned daytime.
Yeah, it was not working out in their favor. Alliance now looking for another tier 3 to add to their collection. They take these really fast with the Desolator, of course. S4 getting some damage out onto YapzOr. They're going to go for the melee racks instead. Here it goes. Chronosphere does land on 2. Loda showing off that BKB. A nice stun onto Kazu. There's the black hole, but it's not hitting Loda. Immediately stopped by the Lich ulti as well. Primal Roar onto YapzOr. They want to finish him off there. They're bringing him down. The Meteor blinking away by Admiral
crit.
Bulldog and Ember Spirit, as you said, with the Daedalus crit. Doing a lot of damage. Kazu kills off that creep, takes a burst, manages to time walk away, but now hexed up, and there we go, finishing off with the auto attacks. They've got themselves a full lane of racks, and Alliance, they don't have to stop there. Bulldog transferring over to the mid lane, gonna work on that tier 3 Era, poking away at Bulldog. Can he bring him down? Yes, he can. There's gonna be a finger finishing off the Invoker, but Lion may pay for that one. Era, can he escape from this? There's a Searing Chains. He doesn't have Pounce up. He's taking too much damage. And that may just be it.
That might be it. They have Slark buyback. They also have Synderen for this fight, but...
I'm not sure it's enough. 2 racks down with the lineup that Escape have. Well, we'll have to see. First, they'd have to get the other racks in mid. It looks like Alliance content to back on out.
Yeah, they could have suicided for that racks, but they thought better of it. I think it would have been worth it for them to suicide, honestly. They should have just suicided Loda for the melee racks, but it was just like indecisiveness. They were like, what should we do? What should we do? Kind of scared because that Slark did buy back there.
Obviously, for Escape, it's got to be disappointing losing so much of your base, but I think something bigger there is Era had been playing so well earlier in the game, and as you said, partly the fault of the Oracle for not being there, but it just felt like it was a bit of a communication mishap in this area. When we saw the part of the game where basically there were team members here, I'm not
This is
quite
the
sure what
problem
happened.
with like. This is the problem when you don't go Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade's one of those items that help you for knowing when sentries are placed around the ground. And knowing when they have vision on you. And if like all of a sudden you're like, because you're looking at your hero all the time when you're playing Slark, you're like, oh crap, they just like my ulti's off, right?
Yeah.
So they can see me, my shadow dance, like. But with the blink dagger, I don't know. I just don't think Slark blink dagger is the best item anymore, and Era just lacks a lot of damage.
Yeah, also the Silver Edge allowing you to initiate has really good stats, obviously
Yep,
saying that
great
you build up
stats.
into the Silver Edge, so it just seems like a really good item for Slark, and it was odd that they ignored it, but here we go. We'll see if Alliance can break the base. They're backing on out. They don't want to fight yet, and, well, it's their prerogative. They have crits on both the Clinks and the Ember Spirit. They hit like trucks.
They also have AC just completed on S4. They don't want to fight just yet. They need to farm their buybacks, and they might want to wait for the next Roche to come up
Yeah.
to put that on S4, and then they'll go seize the high ground.
Well,
Escape, they don't necessarily have that many item problems this game. It's just more so execution of like the team fights haven't been going their way. I honestly would love to see Yapsor just picking up a blink dagger. It would have been nice to see that, but he went for Greaves, and I don't know.
it does feel like Yapsor's black holes have been a little bit off. The one in bottom lane that could have been a big win after the Chronosphere was a little bit short, so I'm not sure if it's just...
The only way he's going to get off a good black hole is going to be Lich in it. Like the only, because it's okay if you force the Beastmasters to roar you in these situations, but normally the Beastmaster is going to initiate on somebody else, and you're going to have to find the Lich +1 for Enigma to have success. And the only way you can do that is by having a blink dagger.
Yeah, makes sense, but really difficult ask for Yapsor. He has a lot of weight on his shoulders when it comes to landing those black holes, and will be obviously needing some help out of Kezu. So
Yep, Kezu is going to have to be the hero here.
Roshan just respawns. Dire, of course, completely know about it. Alliance are ready. I did not realize that the boar looks so happy here. I hadn't looked at this guy in a while. Look at his portrait. It's kind of like, I don't know. Feels like a very
wolf.
happy boar.
It's not a boar that looks like a wolf.
It does look like a wolf, but it's claiming it's a boar.
That's not a boar, that's for sure.
No. And distinction of animals aside, they do pick up the Aegis again onto the Ember Spirit. When was the last time S4 died? Was it up in the jungle when Slot killed him near the beginning of the game? Has there been a subsequent kill on him? Because he's only sitting at 2 deaths, and they're just going to keep pulling ahead.
The split push factor of Ember is just becoming a big threat. And with Slark not even going for an Abyssal Blade, he can just play aggressive as he wants to around the map. So it's just very worrisome how they're going to be able to kill S4 in these team fights. Also has the Aegis, as we talked about. And Escape, like we talked about, they're just going to need to have a great big wombo combo to come back.
Yep. And they have the opportunity for it, Escape, if they get 1 or 2 good team fights. I think, yeah, probably need 2, and they're right back in this game. But of course, it's so hard against the heroes on Alliance. All very slippery. Let's see if Loda ends up coming here to poke on the range racks. It would be brought down very quickly. It's actually going to be S4 who finishes that one. Blinks away from the Fortunes, then nice Searing Chains onto 2. Gonna see if anything else ends up coming out here. Escape, they're gonna pick their poison, but instead it's gonna Primal Roar over onto Kezu. He's immediately saved by that false promise. Forced off backwards a little bit, but the racks, it goes down, and then the glyph afterwards. Sleight of Fist coming through, doing good amounts of damage. We can see that Loda did use his BKB, so that's something in favor of Escape, but now they're down to their last racks, and Alliance, they are totally fine with backing out for now.
Yeah, they're just going to wait for Bulldog to get his Primal Roar back up, because he didn't even use his Refresher.
Nope.
It's just like, oh, I could just save this. And the thing is, the problem with Escape is, like, even if they win the team fight, all Alliance have to do is just buy back, and then there will be no Void Chrono, there'll be no Black Hole, and then just working with these huge ultimate timers.
Yeah. For Alliance, here it comes. They're going to go for the push, thinking about it. They've got a good amount of damage coming out of Loda. Yapso is standing here. A Chronosphere managed to hit just onto Loda. The rest of the team can't quite get close enough. He eats the entire meatball. He is Glimmer Caped. Loda does end up going down. Kezu jumping back into his base where S4 is fighting right up against them. He's going to start smacking away at the tower. They're not done yet for Alliance. They're going on the melee barracks, but a jump in aggressively on the backlines by Era manages to blow up the Lion. And now Ember Spirit has to be careful. He, of course, does have the Aegis, just going to Remnant away instead, choosing to live to fight another day. And this is fine for Alliance because they have creeps coming in top lane, beginning to kill off those Moonwells. Oh, Alki taking a bit of damage here, has the Ghost Scepter diffused off. He will drop the Lich ulti, but he will fall.
S4 going for that tier 4. I honestly thought they would try to go for the turnaround play because they have 2 roars, but instead they're just going to go for the rat. Yes, the classic Alliance strat. Just put some more damage on those tier 4 towers.
It's actually kind of interesting when you look at it, this Lich going for the Heaven's Halberd. I really like this. Can cause a lot of problems for the Slark.
It's a very nice item to have.
Yeah. So, again, for Escape, we still haven't seen that Wombo combo executed, and they are onto their last legs here. I'm not sure that they've got another option.
Yeah, it's looking very grim. There's not much left for Escape to really do besides hit perfectly executed team fight. You just saw, like, they have to, what they did, the last team fight was kind of perfect from Escape because they did kill off the Clinks, the only one they really could because of the Aegis on the Ember Spirit. It's just unfortunate. They're just too far behind in this game for Escape to really come back.
But very fortunate for Alliance, as we talked about. They were 0-2 so far in the round robin stages. They really need this win. They need every win they can rack up at this point. So really good for them. And we'll just see folks posturing again for Alliance. Creeps will push in. If they just let them wait for it. Cheese is also up on the Clinks. Obviously, Aegis still up for a little while. It should be about to expire here.
If they had the cheese in the last team fight, it would have been game already.
Yeah.
It's because Bulldog was holding onto it. Now Bulldog's holding onto the Soul Ring. He's like, Loda, I will marry you. I don't want Kelly. I don't want you to have Kelly anymore. I want you to have
Isn't
me.
that Loda would be asking Bulldog to marry him since he gave Bulldog the soul ring?
No, because I'm pretty sure Bulldog took it from him.
Oh, I don't know if you can marriage that way. But anyway, we'll see.
That's how you do it in Sweden.
Yeah, it could be. Someone was asking at the hub what they call midsummer in Sweden. And the answer was just, it's midsummer. It was just a very amusing conversation. There's going to be a Chronosphere going down. Loda, will he get picked off again? He's going to be unable to cheese. Loda brought down, but Era is taking massive amount of damage. Loda immediately buying back. They get the cancelled black hole again. Yapso, you have to catch that Lich. It is too little, too late though. Yapso caught out of position here, taking a 1200 crit. Synderen might be about to take one of those as well, but Lion brought down their S4, standing off in the sides, gonna eat. No, manages to dodge out the EMP, and still the racks are standing there for Escape. It is a minus 2,000 gold.
S4.
Oh, whoa, S4, what are we doing here? He is still ready to go in. Clinks is back around, does have the cheese. He knows there's no black hole. He's going to try to work onto Yaps, or one more auto attack. Will it be enough? Not quite, but Lich has his back. Let's see if they can't get something more. Oh gosh, Arky in a little bit of trouble. S4 is hexed up, but he's about to not be. Will he have enough mana to get some work done here? He's just fighting against Kazu, doing so much damage, and right click blinks aggressively forwards to go on him. Kazu has that time walk again in 1 second. Look at that crit though. And now Era is here taking advantage of S4's lack of mana, but can't do it because of Loda. Hitting so hard. He'll just finish off the range racks. Now going to work on the melee. Glyph has been thrown out, but Megas, they're about to be there against Escape. Alliance hexing up S4 again. Primal Roar onto Era. The Sleight of Fist. Will it be enough? Era gets brought down. The Synderen unable to save his mate because he used that false promise on himself. Finally, they'll take out someone, but it is not enough. EGM is down. S4 finally falls, but they have Megas on Alliance.
Pretty sure this is where you just let the creeps end. Go back in your base and just say good game, well played, but Escape, we're gonna play this one out. There's like last ditch effort, go mid everyone. But the problem is S4 still has buyback.
Yeah, they drew it out there, like, let's do a YOLO play down mid, but that's not going to work here, as you said. S4 has buyback. Even if they killed S4 again.
I mean, they'll just rat their way to victory for
Yeah.
Alliance. All you have to do is just TP bottom with their boots of travel, and you'll be able to finish off the game.
Yeah.
So there's not. You have to push out all 3 lanes while going down mid fast, and you can't go down mid fast if everyone's pushing out lanes.
Very true. Their Ancient sitting at a little bit above half health, so. Oof. 4. Escape. I'm trying to think of. I think they need Alliance to fountain dive them. I think that's the only way.
They all have to DC.
Well,
But
we've
this
been
is-
doing that a lot, getting kicked from the server. Maybe Escape or Alliance will too.
Nobody wants us to cast. Let's be real. But this is a really good win for Alliance. It's kind of like proving the haters wrong. They've been playing really close games so far.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the tail end of the Secret one where it was starting to massively go towards Secret's favor, but before the one before that, not too bad, and they're not a bad team at all. It's just that this European
And look,
qualifier is very hard.
This last 1 minute of the game is just showing you how good Alliance are. Like most teams would be like, okay, well, whatever, game's pretty much over, right? Megas, and we're just gonna team fight them because we have vision that we know all 5 are there.
Oh my goodness, Koikva.
But yeah, they just split them up, get pickoffs around the map, and that's just showing you how much they actually are disciplined in this game and how much respect they still give to their teammate, to the enemy team. So it's good showing from Alliance. I do think they will get top 5 if this continues.
I'm sure hopeful that they will. Here they go, Loda. Coming into the base, S4 is there, just going to start smacking away at the Ancient. It's down to half health. There's the BKB by Kezu, but he Chronospheres
no.
nothing. And that may just be it. Loader is here, smacking away at the Ancient. GGs are called. Casual endgame black hole. And Alliance have done it, secured their first win in this best of 1 round robin series.
It was a really good showing coming in from Alliance. I like their play style of this game. Splitting up the map with the Beastmaster, with the Ember Spirit, going around constantly getting pickoffs, and then that's what they need to do because Escape's lineup, they're really good at team fighting, guys. They got 2 bubbles. So they evaded that, and eventually they had the Aegis advantage on their side, and then they just took these team fights, took the high ground pressure with Loda playing absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
He did, however, fall off in the later stage games. That's where we see where Loda can be punished as a carry player. He can get picked off a few times with those good chronos from Kezu, and that can hurt his team later on. So if you would say there's a weak point in Alliance, maybe not having a saving hero for Loda in these later game situations does hurt them a lot, where if he just dies, they might just lose the game.
But they did do a good job of hedging their bets by having S4 also playing a hero who could carry particularly well, and that definitely carried them through, because there were a number of team fights, as you said, where Loda went down super early, but S4, with the mass amount of damage on that Ember Spirit, just made it work out. Either way, folks, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more European best of 1s in a second. Please hang out, and we'll see you soon.